How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? This is going to be a pretty random, short video, not really related to the playthrough, but I just want to show you guys some of the odd issues that San Andreas has when you have the frame limiter on, as I've been talking about through much of the game. If you go into your display setup, blah, 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 all this stuff, here's the frame limiter. If you have it off, that means that the game is going to run at whatever frames it can run at. Generally, when I record, I just run it at 60, and when it's not recording, it tends to go up to above 100, which causes some problems, which doesn't really matter because I'm not recording. But I changed the frame rate of my recording software to 120 frames as opposed to 60, and now I can actually show you the weird breaking glitch that I've been having. I don't know if it's really a breaking glitch. It won't even work now. Unbelievable. It was working before. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Like, I'm literally not touching anything. I just let the car go, and sometimes it'll just randomly break and shake. It's really weird. It's really weird. I thought I had it recreated, but I didn't. But there's also some other stuff that I had no idea that even existed. Unfortunately, I'm not getting as high of frames as I would like, but it's a really weird glitch, or a really weird issue with the PC version on Steam, where the car will just randomly shake and break. I have no idea. But also, I've learned of another issue, if I can actually get to the water, with the frame limiter being on. This was a problem that I had in a recent video, which everyone's probably going to be telling me that I should change something. But as you can see, look at how weird this looks. Like, when I try to swim with the frame limiter off, like, there's a shit ton of this crap. Like, I can swim nowhere. Like, this is exactly how fast you swim. Tapping space. Like, I'm tapping space as hard as I possibly can, and yet that's as fast as he goes. Also, another fun fact, the reason I couldn't figure out how to swim was indeed because the frame limiter is off. Which, if it's off, you get this weird little effect while you try to swim. I have no idea what's going on there. But you also cannot dive underwater for shit. So I was wondering why I couldn't swim, thought I had just fucked up the controls, but lo and behold, with the frame limiter off, we have this really weird issue where you can't swim very fast. This is how fast you can swim. It's amazing, and you can't dive. So I'm going to turn the frame limiter off, which I'm going to stop the recording and then start it back up again, because I have no idea if this is going to ruin the recording, because it does whatever, but I'll be back in a quick second. Alright, so the frame limiter is now on. I'm not sure how the game looks because it runs at about 26, 25 FPS when the frame limiter is on. That's just what the game has it set to. I tried to look up a fix for this, and they do have like a mod for it, but I don't think it works for the Steam version of the game, which sucks. But now the frame limiter's on. You don't see that weird little bright trail. It's a lot less visible, I guess. It's still kind of there, but a lot less visible. I can swim much faster now, as I'm sure you can tell. And guess what? Lo and behold, what a novel concept. What a novel concept. Stop swimming there, CJ. Can I... There you go. There you go. I can actually dive underwater. There's the car that I came in on. There's a fucking turtle. It's amazing down here. But I can't do any of this with the frame limiter off. I have no idea why. It seems to be a somewhat known issue among people because after one of the recordings, I was trying to get my lung capacity up. And I, for the life of me, could not figure out what I was doing wrong. So I looked it up. Turns out that's a random issue. I'm sure people are going to be yelling at me to hit space. I was wondering why I was swimming so slow. Like, this is a pretty decent speed. But with the frame limiter off, with the almighty frame limiter off, there you go. You have that really pronounced trail behind you. I lost all my fat, so that kind of sucks. I should probably go eat some food. I can no longer dive anymore. He just does that and then comes right back up. So that's about where I'm going to get with that. And then this is how fast I can swim. Michael Phelps, you are not when you are in frame limiter off mode. So I'm sure there's a perfectly good explanation as to why the game does this. I have no idea, and it's honestly kind of annoying. So for certain missions, I'm probably just going to have to turn the frame limiter on and have it sit at 26 frames, because I have no idea how that's going to look in a video. It looks really shitty when I'm playing it. Well, it doesn't look really shitty. It looks kind of poopy. Little scotch of poop when I try to play it, because it's at 25, 26 frames, but I had no idea. Like, look at this. This is fucking random. It's like there's a giant sea foam monster just following me, trying to drown me the entire time, and like I have no idea. So I can't wait for the video to go up where I actually try to swim, and this is how fast I go, and people tell me to tap the space bar, which would make me swim faster. Oh good, my stamina went up. Well, I should probably save the game. But it's just really odd. I just want to show you guys some of the stuff that I'd been trying to talk about but could never really recreate. And this was a problem I didn't even know existed until I looked it up and was wondering why I was swimming so slow and why I couldn't dive underwater. But that's, like I said, there's always like a weird issue with Rockstar games on PC. I know these games are kind of old by now, at least all the Grand Theft Autos, but there's always like one really obscure, odd issue that comes up. And I don't know, maybe this was interesting for some of you. I have no idea. It's a little bit different of a video than I usually do, which is probably good. I mean, just uploading playthrough videos all day probably gets a little bit annoying, but yeah, it's like the weird car thing where it randomly breaks and starts shaking. And that usually happens when I'm not recording, because when I am recording, I get less frames anyway. It's usually about 60. So I guess that makes it close enough for the game to not want to be weird, but whatever. Just want to show you guys that if you're having this weird, obscure problem on Steam, it's usually going to be the frame limiter, though I don't know how many of you were playing this on PC or Steam. And I don't know how many of you have had these problems and already figured out what the problem was. I'm sure some people have told me, but yeah, that's about it. Just wanted to show you guys this weird shit, and I guess I'll see you guys for the rest of the playthrough.